guys, welcome back to my channel. I filmed this makeup look for you guys. This is one of my first Valentine's Day looks for 2019. I hope you guys want to stay tuned. I do use a lot of new product, and I'm also trying out again the Vanish liquid foundation from Hourglass, but I did use it with a beauty blender this time. So if you guys want to stay tuned, see how I came up with this look, please do, and let's get started. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy February. I am going to be filming you a look today like this one, just doing some Valentine's Day stuff, and I'm using a bunch of different palettes going from Kat Von D to Douce colors, and I wanted to film this starting off with the eyes today. So if you guys want to see this look, let's keep going. So I'm going to zoom you in. Going to start off with my MAC paint pot in soft ochre and using a Morphe M173. I'm going to put this all over my eyelid as a base. All the way from the inner corner, outer corner, all the way up to my brow bone and into the inner corner as well, just to conceal some of those veins like I do in every makeup tutorial. I do need to get a new one because this one is getting pretty old and dry. What I'm gonna do next is get a roll of tape about this long, and we are going to follow the contour of my lower line through my eye, and we're gonna drag it towards the brow and follow that until it looks like this. I'm gonna use some veil powder from Hourglass just to set down the paint pot. So I'm just going to use a little MAC 159 brush and pat this on. Just making sure that all the tackiness is gone. The first shade of eyeshadow I'm going to use is from the Douce Colors Marvelous Mauves palette, and I'm going to use the shade Fluffy. And I'm going to apply this with a MAC 242 brush all underneath my brow bone, just to set down some color right through here. The next shade I'm going to be going into is the Lolita palette, and I'm going to be using the shade Besitos, which is a very light pink. And I'm going to use a MAC 217 to apply this shade into the crease a little bit higher than I normally would apply a crease color. I'm bringing it all the way into the brow bone through here and dragging it out a little bit by the tape. And I'm going to darken the brow as well, and I'm going to use the shade Lolita, and I'm going to use that MAC 217 again and darken it up. Using a Morphe R37 and blending this out. Going to be going in with a lot of colors, blending them out, going in with more color and blending it out again. Going to go back into the Marvelous Mauves palette from Douce Colors and dip into a little bit of Wishy Washy. And I'm going to mix with the Kat Von D palette again. I'm going to use a little bit of her Mercier. And I'm going to use that Morphe R37 brush again and blend these into the upper crease and out in the outer corner. Just really working these into each other, blending them out really well. Going to go into the Kat Von D Fetish Palette. We are going to work with the shade Bondage. I'm going to use a MAC 217 brush to lightly apply this into the crease and also into the outer corner, just to bring some depth into this look as well. And blending it down onto the lid to blend it out. Going to use the Snow Angels palette from Douce Colors, and I'm going to use Very Cold on that same MAC 217 brush, dipping very lightly into the outer V and the crease to continuously darken this up. Just gonna use a big fluffy brush to blend this out. Blend, blend, blend is the best key. And I'm even just gonna bring it onto the lid as well, just to make sure everything is blended. Now we are going to cut the crease. So I'm gonna use some of the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and I am in the shade Light Beige. I'm just gonna take a little dab of this on the back of my hand, like so. And I have another MAC 242 brush. This is a non-synthetic. I'm just going to take this on the back of the brush, and we are going to cut the crease out pretty high up. So I'm gonna dab down in here, look up, and then drag this all the way to the inner corner of my eye and start filling everything in. And I'm just going to use my finger and tap some of this out and blend it into the outer part of my eye. So it looks just like this, very nice. Going to go back into the veil powder just a little bit and just tap this onto the lid. We're going to use the Douce palette from Juvia's place, and I'm going to use Tarte. Has a really pretty pink shift to it, and I'm going to use that MAC 242 synthetic brush, and we are going to tap this all over where we put the concealer on, all over the lid. And I like to use a brush that is smaller so I can get to the top of this edge here. And it looks just like this. Very, very pretty. Going to go back into the Lolita palette and using some of the shade Promesa. Back in with that 242 brush, just picking up a little bit of it and setting some of this in the front of the eye right through here, bringing it onto the eyelid. Going to go back into the Kat Von D Fetish palette. I'm going to use some of Dominatrix. And I'm going to use that MAC 217 brush and putting this in the outer with that shade from the lighter shade. I'm going to use a little bit more of Bondage from that same Kat Von D palette just to darken up the outer crease here. And lightly brushing it over where we put the concealer. If you hear my tummy, I am seriously sorry. I'm a little bit hungry, but I'm not hungry. My tummy's just saying, feed me, but I don't want to eat yet. So I'm just going to lightly feather this into the other colors here. Pick up a little bit more of that Dominatrix shade on that 217 and mesh the 3 shades together. Very, very pretty. Going in with a fluffy brush just to blend all of this together to make sure there's no harsh edges. And we're gonna go in with some glitter. So I absolutely love Colourpop's glitters, and I have a few shades of them that I like to use a lot because they are so pretty. So the first shade from Colourpop I'm going to be using is called the shade Okay. And this is what the name is. And I'm gonna pick up some of this on my finger, just like that. Make sure you close the lid very tight because they will dry out. And tap this on the front portion of my inner corner, focusing it through here because I'm going to be using another shade. Wiping off my finger, and we're going into one of my first favorite shades from Colourpop, which is called I Love This. It is a very silver, pretty shade. Same thing, going in with my finger again and applying that one right on top. till it ends like this. Very, very pretty. You can still see that pink shade from the Douce palette. And I'm going to go back in with Tarte from the Douce palette one more time with my finger and putting it through the outer area through here. And tapping it in with my clean finger. Very, very nice. I like this a lot. Definitely is very, very pretty. Don't need to just do this look for a Valentine's Day look. You could actually do this for an everyday look. So I'm going to do a wing liner, and I'm going to be using Dose of Colors Shady, which is a black pot. I had the Maybelline gel, the pot, for a very long time, and it was just getting very dry, and I wanted to get some other things from Dose of Colors at the same time, so I got this guy. And I'm just using a BH Cosmetics number 9 brush, and I'm going to put a little wing on my eye, starting in my inner corner, dragging it towards the outer corner very slowly. And I am leaving the tape on my eye, just doing it for a trick, easier to get a straight line. And dragging this along the tape, making sure the line is all filled through the upper line that meets my lashes. And I'm going to take MAC Smolder, and I'm going to run this on my upper waterline to make sure that everything is nice and dark there. And I always water up every single time when I do this. Just gonna let that dry for just a second here. Going back into the gel liner, and we are going to finish this wing up, making sure everything looks even. Very good trick if you are not good at wings to always, you can leave your tape on or use a card, stencils, so many different tricks out there to use. And to make sure everything looks straight and even between left and right, I'm going to peel off the tape. Just trying to see very well with trying not to use this mirror, but I need to use a close-up mirror. So now we're going to put on some mascara, and I'm going to be using the Caution mascara from Hourglass. I'm going to put a coat of mascara on. And I'm excited because I'm going to be using a new pair of lashes today, and they are from House of Lashes. And I don't know why I never actually got on these lashes before. They're the Iconic lashes, and these are what they look like. I only needed to trim just a little bit off on the outer tail, and these things are really easy to put on. I was pretty excited when I seen these, and I'm still using the green duo glue, squeezing them together with my natural lashes. Make sure everything is all stuck down. Okay guys, while my camera cooled off for a little while, I did my foundation and my bronzer. So I used, again, the Hourglass, the Vanish foundation, the Seamless Finish liquid foundation, and I am in Shell. And I actually use this with a beauty blender for the first time, and I actually really like this combination. So if you guys have not tried a beauty blender with this, try it. It is really, really nice. For bronzer, I used 2 bronzers, Chanel Day Tan Chanel, and this is a cream, and I like to use this a lot when I don't want too much of stuff going on. And I used also, as always, pretty much Ambient Bronze Light, and I just did a little dusting of that on my face. The camera keeps not putting me in focus. So I wanted to do blush and highlight with you guys, and the under eyes and lips. So what I want to use first is Galifornia from Benefit Cosmetics, and this is a very, very pretty blush. Definitely is springy and just very, very nice. So I'm going to use a Morphe E4 brush, and I'm going to load this guy on my brush and going to tap this on. is a very pretty color, and it gives my cheeks some love. Gives a sheen to the face, and that's what I like. I'm just going to take my beauty blender and just very lightly touch the edges. I did not set my face again, so this is the second time that I have not, and I am liking it. And I did try a different concealer again, and I used the Laura Mercier one, and this is the Flawless Fusion concealer, and I'm going to try this out for the first time with this foundation, and so far I do like it a lot. So I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown, and this is Opal Glow highlighter. It's kind of like a highlighter and also a blush. Just trying some different things that I don't always use every single time, because I'm sure it gets boring here and there seeing me use the same stuff over and over again. I'm just going to use a Morphe brush and put some highlight on. Very, very soft highlight. Just going to layer it up a little bit. Put it on my brow, on the top of my forehead here. I need to do my brows. This is kind of weird for me that I have not done my brows yet. Just gonna put some of this on the tip of my nose, my bridge, Cupid's bow. Very pretty, but I think I want to go for something a little bit more intense. So I am going to be using as well the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Skin Frost, and I'm going to use some of Peach Goddess as well. A little bit goes a long way with this stuff. And let's see. Yep, very pretty. Pretty much everywhere I put the other one, just to intensify it just a little bit more and give it a little bit of more of a dimension. I'm gonna go back in with my beauty blender just to tap that highlight in a little bit. We are going to work on the lower lash line now, and I'm really liking this look very much. Very, very pretty. So I'm going to go into the Marvelous Mauves palette from Dose of Colors, and I'm going to be using the Rosy shade, which is the second shade in. Just gonna use a smaller Bare Minerals brush, and I'm going to put this along the whole lower lash line here. Put it from the inner corner to the outer corner. Gonna go in with the Lolita palette from Kat Von D, and I want to use some of this Resecrudos shade. I'm gonna use that same brush that I was using just to put the lighter shade on. And I'm going to focus this in the outer half of the lower lash line. Going back into the Fetish palette, and I'm going to use Bondage, and I'm going to use that on a angle brush. Just a very thin angle brush like that. And I'm going to focus this right up against the lash line and bring it in a little bit further than the second shade that we're using from Kat Von D. And then I'm going to use a little small brush from Morphe, and I want to go into the shade Lolita, and I'm going to blend this out. And bring it down a little bit further as well. And going with the fluffier brush. So I'm just gonna mix a couple of the shades from the Lolita palette just to intensify the lower lash line a little bit and bring it down a little bit further. And then I'm going to put some of the Peach Goddess in the inner corner of my eye. I'm just going to use a small pencil brush, and it's just going to make my inner corner very intense, and that's what I'm looking for. Some of this on the lid in here just to tie everything together. And I'm going to take some of the MAC Smolder again that we were using before, and I'm going to put some of this in the waterline. And I'm going to take that smaller brush and blend that out. And we are going to put some mascara on the lower lash line. And I'm going to use again the Caution mascara from Hourglass just to coat these guys. And we are going to work on the lips. And I think I'm going to do a nude, but with some color. I'm going to use Naked from Urban Decay. And this is a 24/7 Glide On lip pencil. And we are going to line the lips. Going to use Kat Von D Lolita liquid lipstick. I'm gonna let this dry for just a second or two here, and I have a new shade of lipstick that I'm going to be using today, and it is from Kat Von D as well. For lipstick, we're going to be using the Everlasting lipstick from Kat Von D, and this is in the shade Lolita. As you can see, we've been using Lolita stuff all day, so I want to put this over the Lolita liquid lipstick. This is one of the things that I got for Christmas this year, and I'm excited to use it. This is so pretty. So I quickly did my eyebrows off camera, and I'm going to go in with the shade Shimma Shimma from Makeup Geek, and I'm going to use a MAC 242, and I'm going to put this underneath my brow bone as a highlight. Blend that out, and then I'm going to set my face with the Skindinavia the Makeup Finishing Spray. Zoom you out. Alright guys, this concludes this look. This is one of my first Valentine's Day looks for 2019. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and if you guys want to see anything else for Valentine's Day look or anything else, please always feel free to comment in the comment section below. Please make sure that you give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also click that notification bell for future uploads. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and happy Valentine's Day. Bye!